The Garden of Second Chances Loss. The cancer took Emma on a Tuesday morning in March, when the daffodils she'd planted the previous fall were just beginning to push through the frozen earth. David sat in their kitchen afterward, staring at the empty chair across from him, wondering how silence could be so loud. For 32 years, Emma had filled their home with laughter, terrible cooking experiments, and an endless parade of stray animals she insisted on rescuing. Now the house felt like a museum, her coffee cup still in the sink, her reading glasses folded on the nightstand, her garden gloves waiting by the back door for hands that would never wear them again. David stopped eating, stopped shaving. The neighbors brought casseroles he never touched. The garden Emma had loved so dearly became a tangle of weeds, and he found a cruel satisfaction in watching it die. That was 6 months later. 7-year-old Lily Martinez knocked on his door. She lived next door with her grandmother, Maria, who worked double shifts at the hospital. The child was small for her age, with wild curls and eyes too serious for someone so young. "My abuela says you're sad," she announced, peering up at him through thick glasses held together with tape. "She makes really good soup when people are sad. But she's working, so I brought you this instead," when she held out a wilted dandelion. David wanted to close the door, but something about her earnest expression stopped him. "Thank you," he managed. "Your flowers are crying," Lily observed, looking past him toward Emma's neglected garden. "Abuela says flowers need love to grow. Maybe they just forgot what love feels like." The next morning, David found Lily kneeling in his garden, carefully pulling weeds from around a struggling rosebush. Her small hands were already dirty, her tongue poking out in concentration. "You don't have to," he started. "I like gardens," she said simply. "My mama had one before she got sick. Abuela says I have her green thumb, but I think that's silly because my thumb isn't green at all." David found himself kneeling beside her. Day by day, they worked together. Lily chattered about everything. Her favorite books, why she thought earthworms were probably very lonely. Her theory that flowers could hear music if you sang quietly enough. David mostly listened, but gradually began to respond. He taught her the names of Emma's plants, showed her how to deadhead the roses, explained why some flowers needed more water than others. Redemption. By summer, the garden was alive again. Not the same as Emma's careful design, but wild and joyful in a way that suited Lily's personality. Sunflowers towered over neat rows of vegetables, and morning glories climbed the fence in cheerful chaos. "Mr. David," Lily said one afternoon, both of them muddy and tired from planting a new flower bed, "do you think dead people can see gardens?" David's throat tightened. I hope so. I think they can. My mama visits sometimes in dreams, and she always smells like her roses. I bet your wife likes what we did with her flowers." That evening, David found himself talking to Emma's photograph for the first time since her death. He told her about Lily, about how the child's fierce affection had pulled him back from the edge of his grief. He told her about the new varieties they'd planted, how the garden was different now but still beautiful. A year later, when Maria was diagnosed with the same cancer that had taken Emma, David didn't hesitate. Lily moved into their spare room, Emma's former office, and suddenly the house was full of life again. Homework sessions at the kitchen table, Saturday morning cartoons, the sound of small feet running down hallways. The garden became their shared language. When Lily struggled with math, they counted flower petals. When she missed her grandmother during the worst of the chemotherapy, they planted a memory garden with all of Maria's favorite herbs. When Maria finally came home, weak but cancer-free, she wept at the sight of the thriving space David and Lily had created together. "Emma would have loved this," she whispered, squeezing David's hand as they watched Lily chase butterflies between the flower beds. David nodded, surprising himself by smiling. "She would have loved her," he said, watching Lily attempt to have a serious conversation with a bemused tabby cat who'd wandered into their yard. "This is dear to my heart because my dad and older sister are dealing with this very thing. Thanks for listening."